mastermind together, which is how I met her through Rachel Jones. And she is like a fireball when it comes to like when people say like get close to the fire. She is one of those people that makes me feel like I'm close to the fire, just excited about her business, always killing it, always doing all of the new things that you can to always be continuing to grow your business. And so I wanted to come on and share tips because you have so many good ones. You've helped to boost my business just in the last month or so that we've known each other. So yeah, if you just want to introduce yourself really quick so people can get to know you, and then we can go through and ask some questions and kind of get into the tips and such.
Okay, hello. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to unmute. My name's ArieAnne. Everybody, you'll hear, everybody calls me like Arie, whatever. I answer to anything. So, but anyways, I'm a double diamond. I'm under Rachel Jones. We actually, it's funny because we went to school together and I was actually really good friends with her sister. So, besides the point, but I have been in the business for 3.5 years. It'll be 4 years in June, and I have been sitting at double for a while. So I am ready to just turn it up, and I'm just so excited. I don't know how much of that you wanted me to go into, but I'm ArieAnne. Nice to meet you guys. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, she's like running for triple. So I'm super, super pumped for you and everything that's coming this year. But yeah, I just want to jump in. Let's just go through. I sent you some questions, but let's just kind of go through in no specific order, but your best advice on balancing crazy personal life, all of the things, and still being able to work your business, especially during like promotion months, because so many people on here are wanting to promote to Ruby, Emerald, Diamond this month. And so just tips on that, on like, how the heck do I do it with a schedule?
Sure. Okay. So the biggest thing, and if you guys watch any of my Zooms or any of my trainings, I'm sure I'm somewhere on YouTube. I am very organized, organized chaos kind of. I do, have all of my notebooks, all of my things, and I'm going to show you guys some of the things on there too. But just really, especially during promotion month, you guys, is just keeping track of everything. And that's down to not just your potential customers, not just your potential distributors, but like keeping track of your host to post. Okay. And again, I'll go into all of that, but I wanted to start out with your guys' schedule. Okay. When I first started, I was working 60 hours a week. My daughter was 1. She had a lot of medical issues. We found out she couldn't hear. So I was in and out of the emergency room and doctor appointments all of the time. So it was very stressful for me to try to balance all of those things. So if you guys are working, just know that you can do it. You still can do it, even with a full-time job. And my biggest thing is finding your schedule first with what you are already doing. And the way you can do that, you guys, is kind of just track your days. I like to take it because every month can be different. I like to write down specifics that I know that I'm going to do every single day. And you can get psycho like me and write down, oh, I eat breakfast at this time, or I take a shower this day, or whatever. Or you can just keep it simple too. But that way, what your set schedule is. If you're driving to work, when I was working, I used to have to drive an hour to work. Okay. So I knew those were my times that I was hooking up my Bluetooth and I was re-listening to a training, or I was listening to my self-development or a book or something. And I utilized my time that way, because obviously, you can't be on your phone, you can't be sending messages and stuff like that. But just writing down what you do every single day, so when you can fit things into your schedule, even if you only have like 30 minutes, break that up into 15 minutes of sending your messages and 15 minutes of follow-ups, or 15 minutes of interaction. And you guys will find that you do have time for all of the things. It's just a matter of when. And the biggest thing too is just staying focused on the task that you are doing. So once you have fitted into your schedule and like, oh, I haven't sent any of my messages out, take whether it's 10, 15, however many minutes that you're doing it for, that you are only doing that task. Because what you're going to do is you're just going to confuse yourself. You're going to feel overwhelmed. That's when you're going to feel like you don't have the time to do things. And I'm sure you guys have heard these, tips before, but I'm telling you that they work. Okay. If you're telling yourself, okay, I have 10 minutes to send out these messages, only do that. Don't reply to the messages. Don't go check your comments. Don't, go try to help one of your teammates and then try to go back to them. Stick to what you set your schedule for, because that is the time that you set aside for that task. Okay. And whether or not you guys do the KPI list, I kind of revamped it a little bit for myself. And I know what I need to do every single day, because this is another thing with it is, instead of you want to make a list of what you need to do for the day, but you don't want to sit there and, I don't know, maybe you're better with checklists, but for me, I write down what I have done for the day. And that's something, and another question that you guys had asked me, with my team and stuff, and I share it with them as I'm doing it. And I'm just like, hey, I'm going to send out my follow-ups. This is the message that I'm using. And I'm doing those things. And then I'm writing them down. And at the end of the day, I'm looking back and I'm seeing all of the things that I did do for the day, because those small wins are what are going to keep you motivated and excited, instead of seeing an empty checklist or, oh, I didn't do this today and I didn't do this today. You're going to see what you did do. And when maybe you have a big day and you signed like 5 customers and a distributor, and you were like, okay, and then you're going to go back at the end of the week and you maybe had a slower day. You can refer back to that day and see everything that you did to accomplish those things. How many seeds did you plant? How many messages did you send, and stuff like that. So definitely, if you're a schedule person, definitely figuring out those specific times and write them down. You guys, if you don't have a planner yet for this year, definitely get a planner. Okay. I know they're annoying, and maybe like I use my phone too, because it will send me an alert if I have like a customer that I know is going to sign up that day. They told me a specific day, but just writing down all of your Zooms, writing down all of your things that you have to do so you can stay focused on that. And don't get overwhelmed, because it's going to look like a lot. And then my last thing is, knowing when you do the schedule, if you have to wake up early or if you have to go to bed a little bit later. And I know that it sucks sometimes. I am not a morning person, and I have been up at 5 a.m. every single day for like the past 2 weeks. Okay. And that's because I have signed so many new distributors that I know they need me during the day. Okay. They all have different schedules, and I know they're going to all need me at different times throughout the day, but I still need time to work my own business. So I'm making sure that I'm setting aside that time to wake up early. And I did this when I was working as well. I used to have to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and doing my own little power hour. Okay. Sometimes it's not fun to do it by yourself, but if you want to succeed, sometimes you just have to sacrifice those times. And I promise that it's worth it. You're going to be tired during promotion months, but the way I tell my team about it is, how you enter into boom season is how and we don't like to say coast, but it's how you're going to coast for the rest of the year. If you're coming in and you're just exploding and you're doing all of the things and you're tired and you're waking up early or you're staying up late, it's going to pay off, because you're not going to have to be continually catching up for the rest of the year because you didn't do all of the things that you should have been doing during boom season. So I hope that helps.
No, I love that. And talking about boom season, my advice is always suck up every little bit of boom season that you can. Still work the rest of the year. You can still promote in October, November, but suck up every little bit of boom season right now, because like I tell myself, like I'm signing a lot of customers right now, but I'm like, what if I could do more? What if I could suck up more of that like boom season? It's going to launch me so much better into what she's saying the rest of the year, to where, I can promote faster and then, do all these other things versus kind of like being complacent with like, well, I'm signing enough customers, so I'm good, and not really utilizing all of boom season. Like people have so many goals right now. People are excited about spring coming, summer's like in people's minds. And so they're ready to do that. So utilizing that in you like literally sucking it all up while you can before boom season ends, which like I said, still work your business and do all the things and you can still enroll, but boom season is just such a different season that it's so exciting, but literally use all of it while you can. Or something else I was going to say that you said. Oh, if you guys are like me and I'm very much an all or nothing type person, I had to learn with this business that I didn't have to sit down for an hour to be able to get work done. It could be in 5 minutes, because 5 minutes I could do this one task. And then the next 5 minutes that I had, I would do another task, and then the next 5 minutes. And by the end of the day, I probably had an hour more built up of time that I worked, even though I didn't sit down for an hour to work my business. It almost felt like when I was in college having a busy schedule, it almost felt like I wasn't, this sounds weird, but I wasn't doing the work because it was such little bits and pieces. But once you add up all those little bits and pieces, it becomes bigger. And so use that and know that even though it's the little bits here and there, it adds up to be so much more. But if you just do nothing, or you wait until you have an hour, or even like wait till you have 30 minutes, you might not have 30 minutes all together at one time. So then you're not going to do anything and you're not going to get your business done that day. So I love all those tips. And I know most people on here work full-time jobs. And so I know that's super helpful for all of them. But speaking of promotion things, do you have any other like specific promotion month tips that you have for everybody, as far as literally anything? I'm just going to open that up and see if you have any like special tips.
What I like to do, first of all, if you are going for a promotion and maybe, I don't know too many of you, I don't know if you're moms or fur moms, or if you have families or anything like that, make sure that you are talking to, whether it's your significant other or your family or whoever it is, and just let them know, like, and ask for help, like doing, you might be able to do the laundry one day, but you can't fold it and put it away all in one day because you don't have the time for that, because this is what you have your heart and your mind set on. So definitely just like speaking up and letting them know right away, like, this is what I'm going for. This is what I'm going to be doing. And I need you, to help. Okay. And the thing with that is make sure that you are doing the things that you said that you are doing, though. Don't go and ask them, to put away the dishes and fold the laundry if you're just going to be sitting in your office or on your phone scrolling. Okay. Actually be doing the things, but definitely, communicating with them. And one thing that I like to do, because in order to promote, it has to be by structure. I want to make sure that all of my 400 boxes are filled. So have you gone over all of like charting, and they all know about charting and everything? Okay. So I like to make sure that my 400 boxes are completely they're at 400 or where they need to be. Okay. Overall volume. Yes, we need it. Obviously there's a set amount for a reason. But making sure that those 400 boxes are at 400. And that's what I count up until, the qualified legs. Sorry, it's so funny seeing like what other people call it too. But anyway, so just making sure you have your charts out. Okay. At the first of the month, when I know that I'm going for a promotion, that is the day that I sat down and I get my schedule out. I meet with my team. I see their goals. I see what they're going for. I talk to the ones that I need for my promotion, and see kind of where their headspace is, what they're ready for, and knowing like okay, I'm going to have to pick up a little bit of slack over here, or I don't have to touch this one as much too. And just kind of letting them know, but knowing that those 400 boxes are filled before you're focusing on your overall volume has helped me significantly. Just so obviously, like when you are enrolling customers, you know exactly where you need to go first, and I knock them out box by box. So that's how I do it.
Yes, I love it. And something I've always been told during promotion months is it won't always be this way. It's a promotion month for a reason. Like she was saying, like not being able to do all the stuff, like people talk about, and it doesn't have to be this way, but there are times where if you have to get what you have to get done and your house doesn't get cleaned or the laundry doesn't get done or like your life just seems like chaos, it won't always be like that. But sometimes you have to do like the front end of the work to be able to reach your promotion, to be able to get to where you want to be. And obviously there's, months after that, you have to maintain it. You have to still keep working your business. You can't just stop, but it won't always be hardcore. I have to do all of this work right now. It's going to take extra to reach your promotion. If you really want that bonus, if you really want that, paycheck raise of the next level, it's going to take next level work to get there. So just remember that when we're talking about that, we're not like live every day of your life for years at a time, not doing your laundry, not doing all those things. It just has to be like that for a little bit and for a season to be able to get to where you've been wanting to go. So I love all those tips. You see the question in the chat. Do you want to answer that?
Yeah. Yep. So how do you keep motivated on days? It's hard for me to explain. It's hard for me to explain this one because I am just like, I'm a different human at times. I think I am just like this all the time. I am always excited. I am always like hyper. So like maybe if you're in a funk, maybe like send me a message and I'll just be your hype woman or something. No, but seriously, set your phone down. Do something that is going to fill your cup, whether it's going on a walk, reading a book, taking a bath, doing something, because you are going to get stressed out. You are going to feel burnt out. And if you're not pouring into yourself, you're not going to be able to pour into your team. And the biggest thing that I tell, my team too, is if you're not being positive and you're not excited, everybody's going to know. Whether you're asking them to host a post, you're talking to them about a product, or you're talking to them about the business. If you're in that funk, then you need to do whatever it takes to get out of that. And I like to listen to a good podcast, or sit by myself, but just making sure that, that you do set your phone down. Some of my favorite self-developments, I literally just get on YouTube. I don't actually like follow anybody. No, Addie, absolutely not.
I was looking for my earphone.
Okay. She does this every single, but she's 4 now. And in case anybody's wondering, she can't hear and she doesn't ever stop talking. But anyways, I literally just get on YouTube and something that I want to focus on in my business, and I'll just search for it. Who did I just listen to the other day? Actually, Steve Harvey. I listened to one of his the other day and it was amazing. And I guess he has some books out too. But I'm hit or miss with books, with reading. Okay. Sometimes I like to just like listen, like I just want to listen to it and hear it. But just literally go on YouTube, and however you're feeling, whatever you're feeling a lack of, they've got something. So sorry, I don't have any specifics. If I think of some, I'll put some in the chat, or I'll tell Courtney to tell you guys of some good ones that I have. But it's just kind of all in my mood that I'm in.
Yes. And it's funny because we just talked about this on our mastermind Zoom about like everything we're talking about. And I literally told them on there, I was like, I am the type of person where I'm an introvert. So I get very burnt out very easily. And so it might not be like life throwing at me, but it's just my personality. If I'm up from 5 to 7 doing my work Zoom and I'm talking to all these people, I'm doing it, I'm like ArieAnne just said, we're like, you're go, go, go. I'm like, I got this. Like I'm doing all the things. And then I kind of hit a wall because I've talked to so many people that I've like exhausted all of my energy on these people. If you're an introvert, you know what I mean? And so at that point, I literally have to take a break, and I take a break and spend time with my husband before he goes to work at noon. And I nanny a little girl. So I spend time with her, and I just try to like not be on my phone and listen to self-development, doing all those things. But then there has to become a point in the day where I have to suck it up, because I can let myself be like that for the rest of the day some days. Where today I was in this weird funk where I was like, I don't want to open my phone, because if I do, I know there's going to be tons of messages for me. I know I don't feel like it, but there's a point where I had to say, okay, you're going to have to suck it up. And while you watch this Netflix show, you're going to answer all of your messages. You're going to send out host post messages, and then you're going to get on this power hour and this Zoom tonight, because you just have to do it. And sometimes it just has to be like that. You're not always going to feel like it. And that's why I hate the word motivation, because we don't work because we're motivated. We work because you have to work to get paid. You know what I mean? And so you can make it fun in different ways, but sometimes that's just how it is. And there's days at a time and weeks at a time where I'm literally like, you just have to wake up and do it. You just have to do it. And then there's times where I am super excited and I'm like, let's go. Like, and I don't need like motivation because I'm just excited. But there's just different seasons of your life where you have to make that decision of, am I going to let life and my feelings get in the way of it? Or am I going to make the choice to wake up and do it even when I don't feel like it? So that's my thoughts on that. And then you want to give some organization tips. And then I want to jump into like enrollment tips, because I'm excited for this part.
Okay. Are we talking host to post on the enrollment one, or?
I mean, I have some things I want to, all the things, but do you have any like, hold on, Amber, do you mean like organization as far as like keeping your loyal customers and distributors organized, or charts, or like what type of organization do you mean? And then we can kind of dive into that question more. But while she's answering that, yeah, let's jump into host post. Give all of your tips.
Okay. Well, and I have,
that's where you enroll most of your customers, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And and the 11 out of 12 distributors that I signed last month were from host to post as well. It was from a follow-up, but they all came from host to post. And I've signed 3 distributors this month, and I signed 52 loyals last month, I believe. And they were literally like, they all somehow came from host to post. So, I can get into the organization of this. This is what changed everything for me with my host to post. Sorry if you can hear her laughing. But anyways, I keep, how I said earlier, how I keep my everything organized, right? I keep my host to post organized too. And for a while, I was only writing down the people that did host to post for me, because we were doing giveaways and we have to get them in the giveaway. Well, there was some kind of like disconnect there, because I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. Well, I write down. So now when I message people and they tell me yes, and they have the post, I'm writing them down. I'm just going to show you. I just have a notebook. It's just got the 2 lines or whatever on it. Okay. You're going to see some of them are highlighted and some of them are not. Right. And this is like back from December, whatever. But so I write down every single person that told me yes, and I gave them the host to post. Okay. Because I go back through it. I'll send these all in the morning. Once they post for me, they get highlighted. Okay. Then later on, either in the day or the next morning or whenever you get to it, I typically try to say at least by the next day, they're getting a follow-up message from me. And I can put the follow-up message that I send them in the chat for you guys. And I just say, hi, I didn't see your post yet. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss getting your name in the drawing. Would you prefer a different post? Okay, because we have to give people grace, and knowing that like they have a life too. They may have children, they may have family, they may have jobs, and who knows, like when they told you yes. I always refer back to when I was working. I was in customer service. I couldn't be on my phone at all for 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours a day. I could not be on my phone. So I could tell somebody on my lunch break, yeah, sure, absolutely, I'll post for you. And then I wouldn't be able to get back to them until I got home at 6-7 o'clock. And to be honest with you, like, I'm not going to remember to tell them like, oh yeah, sure. Totally forgot to put that post up for you. And that's where it comes in, is like our job, because I do truly believe that this business the fortune is in the follow-up. I 100% stand behind that, because it's not their job to make sure that they get that post up for us or to get that entry. It's our job. And so I always am just double checking with them. And by doing this, I'm able to always refer back, and I'm able to remove them from my friends list too. If they aren't a potential customer, they aren't commenting on any of my stuff, and I've asked them to put that post up and they ignore me after that one, then I completely remove them from my friends list because they aren't benefiting my business in any way. So that's one of the biggest things that I do with host to post, is to just make sure that I'm always tracking them. And I don't know if you guys sell Coffee Cash a lot, but I typically will make at like $100 to $300 a month just in Coffee Cash samples, because I'm going back to those people that are highlighted, and I'll, wait a couple days or whatever, so I don't feel like I'm bombarding them. And I will thank them for putting up the post for me. And I don't have the script right now, but I can give it to Courtney to give to you guys. And I just thank them and say, as an extra thank you, I typically send my coffee samples out for $20, but for posting for me, I can throw it in for only $15 and cover shipping. And people are just like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then they just literally PayPal me the money and I send them the coffee. And obviously, like, corporate gives us all those good little scripts and everything else for that if they want to sign up as a customer. So then you're getting more product out there too. And Coffee Cash is just insane. It's amazing. And again, you're getting your product in people's hands that way too, without them having to commit. And I don't know if you guys drink the Skinny Brew or not, but I'm obsessed, and I think everybody else will be obsessed too. So, and that's another thing, when you're staying organized like this, you have your list right there, and you could even put a little check mark next to them if they did buy Coffee Cash, whatever. But that's how I stay organized that way. Did you want me to keep going into organization, or do you want me to keep going into host posts?
Okay. First of all, I freaking love those 2 tips. I'm writing them down because I'm about to use them. That's genius. And I feel like I remember you telling me, like, follow up with the people who, were going to post for you, but I was like, that overwhelms me and I didn't do it, but now I'm going to do it because it's not as complicated as I thought it was. The people who say, yes, I'll do it later, I kind of write them off. Like, I'm like, yeah, you probably won't, but whatever. But you're right. Like, it's not their job. Like, it's our job to do this, but it's really not their job. We're asking them for a favor. And so I love that. And just reminding them, because people get busy. And so there was something else that I was going to say too, but I don't know. Yeah, you can keep diving into, I don't know. What do you guys want to know? What do you guys want to know from her? This is for you guys. I don't know. Okay, let's just take a split second and we're going to backtrack. Let's do organization on keeping charts, follow-ups, and PLCs, PDTs organized. And then we'll see what they want to know.
Okay. As far as charts go, that is the one thing that I don't print off. I am a paper and pen person, so I literally print everything off, but I have it Good Notes. I don't know if you guys have that app, but you can download a picture and you can write on it and erase it and highlight and all of that stuff. But my team also knows at the first of the month, if they are boxed for anything from executive to whatever, you typically, if they don't have anybody underneath of them, I'm not having them send me a chart, obviously, but they know on the first of the month, they are to have their volume counted and sent to me, because that's the day. The first is just the day. And we all yes, we will get host to post up and stuff like that. But I do take that day to count at least my 400 boxes. I'm not going through and counting my overall volume. I'm just counting the qualified legs. Okay. And so then when they're sending me their charts, then I have that. But I just stay organized by keeping that on my Good Notes app. And if you guys have an iPhone or an iPad or anything like that, I'm not sure if you can get it on a regular computer or not, and I believe that it's free too. So I don't know if you guys have it, but it's just called Good Notes. And it's amazing. And you can keep separate folders in there and stuff too, and have notebooks. And you can, if you like to type instead of writing things down, there's separate notebooks and stuff. But that's how I do that. And I do have a chart for every single person in my downline. I have their chart that they're boxed for, and then the chart that they're going for. Okay. So I'll have multiples of them. And it's really, it's more so of my team staying organized with the charts than myself, I guess. I mean, I obviously am staying organized with them, but it's on them to let me know, like when they sign a customer. We do have a group chat and we all let each other know, like we cheer each other on when we're signing customers and distributors and all of those things. But it's their responsibility to message me personally and tell me where they're putting this customer, you know, how much volume, and they give me all of those updates. Let me see, do I have charts for everyone or just the ones working? Just the ones that are working. Now, the ones that aren't working, I have a chart where I have them on it, but I also have a chart where they're not on it, because that was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do for my business was promoting to Double Diamond and then having 2 entire diamond legs quit and having to literally look at, like, I think I looked at like an emerald chart and had to like rebuild. But the thing with that is, yes, you can have your charts with non-working distributors on there, especially if they do have volume, but you do visually need to look at a chart without them on it, because at the end of the day, you want people who want this with you. Okay. And so for me, looking at that dead chart, it like broke my spirit so many times, because I was just like, oh, it felt heavy. Like I was having to do this, you know, on my own. So, but I keep them on like a large chart, like my chart. I don't have like individual ones or anything like that, or keep track of them that way. But that's how I do it for that one. How do I get more activity? Okay. I'll get into all of that stuff. I'm excited to talk host to post, because I can talk host to post literally like all freaking day long. Okay. So I hope that helped with charts. And then with customers and distributors, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to show you guys this too. I'm going to show you all of my notebooks. Chaos Coordinator. It's like $5 on Amazon. Okay. This is what it looks like on the inside. Okay, it's got the 2 columns too, which, I mean, obviously you can still use this too. But what I like to do, this one is for my cabs, but I have one for customers, cabs, and for distributors. And what I like to do with my host to post, I write down, especially on your promotion months, you guys, every single product host to post that you get up, if you send them a friend request, they accept, and you give them the initial message, I'm writing them down. And maybe you think it's too tedious or too much for you, but at the end of the month, when you are pushing for that promotion, you are going to thank yourself for taking that time to write that person down, especially if you are, you know, counting down your orders on your post because you told the whole entire world that you are going for this promotion and you spoke it out loud, and you're like, I'm 98 orders away, and come the end of the month, you're 5 orders away. You have those people right there that you can message and just be like, look, my team and I are going for a huge promotion. We're only 5 orders away. And you can use those follow-ups for those people. And more times than most, yes, Facebook, you are going to find some meanies on there. Okay. There are some mean people on there that don't care, but more times than most, people want to see you succeed, and they have been watching. They might not have been commenting on your posts. They might not have been interacting at all, but they are watching. They either want to watch you fail, or they want to watch you succeed, or they're just super intrigued. Okay. But everybody wants to help. And so I just make sure that I have wrote them down. And same thing with my host to post. Once they sign up, I highlight them. Okay. And then I don't have it with me. Shoot, that is one thing I forgot. I have it printed with my loyal customers. I do write them down when I sign them for the month, just so that I can follow up with them. Customer retention was something that I struggled with for a very long time, because I mass enroll, and I'm just like, how the heck am I supposed to keep track of all of these customers and know when they got their auto shipments and like all of these things? So I make sure now I thank them for purchasing. Thank you so much for your order. You know, blah, 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 whatever. And then I say, please let me know when you receive it in the mail. So that is one thing that I kind of am putting on them. Like, you know, and yeah, obviously, like if you do have them written down, you can check up on them and everything, but doing that, it's going to help a little bit with that and keeping track of them. For highlighting, I said it on a Zoom the other day. I was like, I'm going to marry a highlighter one day. Like I went to Rachel's house. What was it for? I can't even remember, summer camp. And she got me a whole bunch of like pencils and highlighters and another one of my chaos coordinator books. And I was like, you really are my best friend. But anyways, I color coordinate them on my friends list is all. Otherwise, I just highlight them to know that they're finished. I'm not like that extreme on that. But when I do the host to post, I do write which host to post it is next to them. That helps too, which I'll get into all of my things host to post, but that helps too if like you have an accepted friend request and you can't for the life of you figure out like where they came from. You can see their mutual friend, you can refer back to that notebook and you can see what post that they did, and then you can send them the correct message if there's another method that I do for that too. But I hope that I'm not confusing you guys because I'm like all over the place. But and then same thing with distributors. I have my own notebook for that and I'm writing them down. I'm pointing over there because it's all the way over there. My influencer applications, I print them off. I export them into Excel and then I print them off just so that I have them and I can delete them offline or like off of my Google Docs or whatever. And then again, they get highlighted when they sign up and I know like when to follow up with them too. So that's all for organizing those things. Is there anything else for that?
I'm just over here writing all my notes. I'm getting a lot from this. Are you guys getting a lot from this? Did you have more you wanted to talk about with host posts? More things that you were excited to share?
Yeah, I can. I mean, did you want me to?
Honestly, any tips for like enrollment and stuff like that? Because obviously with promoting, we're like, here you have to do all this work, but like what work are we doing to actually, you know, enroll and reach our promotions? So I know that they will love all those tips too.
Yeah. So again, like I said, the follow-ups with the host to post is crucial. What I like to do every single morning, this is like kind of like how my routine goes. Like, I don't know if you guys add your host to post to a collections on your Facebook. Let me pull it up. Let me pull my thing down here. I save my host to post when I save them to my collections. I save them by what post they are. So like February gummy, February opportunity, February we call it partnered up. It's the giveaway post. Everybody says it differently. And I have them like that. So first thing in the morning, I do my follow-ups. That's what I do. And I will focus on my giveaway or my partnered up ones first, because at the end of the day, you want the more host to post that you get up, the more customers, the more people, the more traffic and everything you're going to bring through your page. So I try to focus on that first and I follow up and I send that message. I make sure people have accepted my friend request. I call them a gift because everybody tells me that I say them wrong. So it's just like the little gift thing. I drop that in the comments of every single one of my giveaway host to post every morning. I will go back through and I will drop that in there, and I will make sure that every single person has accepted my friend request. If they haven't accepted my friend request, I'm replying to that comment and I'm letting them know like, hey, don't forget to accept my request for an entry. Okay. So that's because a lot of times people don't know who you are and they didn't even read what the post says. They like didn't read your name, especially if like you're not tagged in it or anything like that. And I'm just giving them like a little nudge on it. Okay. And so that's what I'm doing with that. And the people that I have commented, I found if you hide the comment of the person that has posted for you, like you can hold down on the comment and hide it, then you're not having to go back through the people that you've already messaged and wasting that time. It sounds It sounds goofy, but it saves so much time because you're like, okay, that person either if they ignored you and didn't accept your friend request, like you don't want to resend them a friend request or just waste your time clicking to another screen, I guess, because you guys are all just going to be like mass host posters and enrollers after this. So we're not going to have time for that. But anyways, and so hiding that comment, you're able to scroll back through and follow up faster. And then again, dropping the gift GIF. And then once I've done all of that on the giveaway host to post, I'm moving on to my product host to post. I'm finding a before and after or a few of them, and I'm dropping a before and after in the comments of every single one of my product host to posts, because there are people that are just watching. There are people that are just like sitting there, they commented and they're going to see that before and after, then they're going to accept your friend request. Or it's also just going to boost that algorithm as well. And same thing with the people that have not accepted your friend request. I'm replying to them again. Don't forget to accept my request for more information. And that's giving them a little nudge. And just a little rule of thumb for myself, if they've been sitting in my pending friend request for 3 days, I'm unsending the friend request and I'm hiding their comment, because if they want anything, then they can come and reach out to me. They've now seen me commenting on the post. They know where to find me, and kind of is what it is. With product host to post, I let it slip for a few more days than 3, I guess, but more times than most, I'm unsending that friend request, because you don't want pending friend requests sitting there for a long period of time. Because Facebook will think you're spam. I remember last year I was blocked on Facebook for like 72 hours, like 3 times. And it was awful, absolutely awful. So just make sure that you're tracking all of that. And Courtney and I and some of the other girls have talked about doing an algorithm Zoom. So I'll get into all of those like later, but I'll just drop little ones here and there. So that's what I do with my product host to post. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when you go to, let me just find a comment, because obviously, like I told you how we write them down. My phone, sheesh, blowing up. Okay. So this person hasn't accepted my friend request, right? So I don't know if you guys know this, and maybe it's like silly, I'm already showing you guys are like, duh. But if you click on this little message icon, after you click add friend and you click on that, if you look, that message is sitting right there. Okay, I haven't hit send because you do not want to message people if they have not accepted your friend request. You'll get blocked, all of the fun things. But if you just put the message in the comments, or not the comment, in the message section, and then you just back out, when they accept, as long as you don't clear your apps, as long as they accept your friend request and you go back to click message, it'll still be sitting there, and then you can just click on send and it'll send that message right away. And that's something that I add to my morning list as well, is when I'm going back through and double checking to see if these people have accepted my friend request. If they're sitting there, I'm checking that messenger to make sure that that message is still sitting there, to make my life easier and faster for the rest of the day. Because if I see that that message isn't sitting there anymore, then I'm going to put it right back there to sit there for when they do accept it. And it's just dropping the gift GIFs and dropping the before and afters in the comments. You guys are going to, it's crazy how well that it does work. And then not forgetting to message the likes that are on the host to post. Okay. And it's just something like you're going to do the same exact thing that you would as if they commented on the post. You're going to send them a friend request and you're going to set it in the message. You're just going to say, hey, I saw your comment on Shannon's post. Were you interested in my gummies? Super simple, to the point. If they say no, just say, okay, like here. When people, this is a different script, but when people tell me no, this is what I send them. And there's like spaces in it. And obviously you'll have to change like your other stuff, but like basically like if they tell you no, they were not interested and they were just basically like liking the post, whatever, get something out of them, get a host to post out of them. Like I don't take no for an answer. You're either ordering my product, signing up for the business or putting up a host-to post for me, no matter what. So just sending that simple message right there helps. And then what else? My giveaway post on my wall. There's like a little method that I like to do with that. So I just showed them in the chat today. I'm going to show you guys really quick. I literally use, and sorry if I say like literally and like all the time, because I do that. So this one, it just says it's 2:19 p.m. Type what time it is when you see this for a chance to win $500 on February 15th on a colored background. Okay. This was on February 1st. I have 309 comments on it. Okay. Mind you, I'm replying to each comment with a GIF. I'm just going to call it a GIF for you guys, because I'm tired of saying GIF. I'm replying to the ones that I've sent a message to with a GIF, and I'm asking them to put up the giveaway host-to-post for me. Every single person that comments on my wall, they get a giveaway host-to-post up. Unless, of course, they've done it like last week or like last month, then okay, I guess you can have the gummy host-to-post, or you can have TFX or whatever you're doing. But literally every single person that comments on there is getting that. So I'm going back and using that as like backup. So I'm going to get 3 to 5 giveaway host-to-post up first thing in the morning. And I'm going to use that to get my product host-to-post up. And once I start noticing that nobody's commenting on the giveaway post, nobody is accepting my friend request, then I'm going to go back to the one that I posted on my wall, and I'm going to ask a few more people, replying to each one with a GIF. Okay. And I know it sounds crazy, but that GIF is just like, Facebook is so goofy that it just loves when you're using their features. Anything that has to do with their features, whether it's the colored background, some kind of emotion, you're using the heart instead of just the like button, like all of the silly things. So replying to each one of those at different times throughout the day, you're constantly boosting your giveaway post up. And if you're bringing new people in, they just posted, the product host-to-post for you, and now they're on your page, they're interested in the product, they're going to comment on the giveaway post, but you're not going to message them right away. So it'll be like a week or two out, then you can ask them to host post for you. So that's just something that I like to do to recycle mine. And I literally only have to post on my wall 1 to 2 times a month for my giveaway post. I don't even have to worry about asking, like constantly getting people to do that. Let me see what the question was. Saving them in collections for host posts, does it take it off your Facebook wall? That is on a setting. So you can go to your settings on your Facebook and you can choose to, I forget where it's at, but you can turn that off so it doesn't go on your Facebook wall. But when you're creating a collections, like when you go to create one, like it'll ask you. So I just went to create up here, under find collections, create. It'll ask you if you want it public, friends, only me, and you'll just click it to only me, and then nobody can see it. And it's just you that sees it. And then what else did you ask? People post for you, do I save those? Yes, that's what I'm saving to my collections, is whatever post that is. And then I'm going back through every single day. And then this is, let me give you this follow-up message. So when I'm going back through my product host-to-post, and a lot of times people leave me on, they read the first 2 messages and they don't say anything back. I'm sending that message to them because it's giving them like, okay, I know you've seen it, so I'm just checking back with you to see if you've read over what I've sent you, or they didn't read it, they just accidentally opened it, and now they're seeing that you're asking them if they read it, so now they have to, and now they have to go back and read it, or they're just gonna suck and not do it at all. And then they'll just ignore you, because that happens too. But I really like that follow-up message because it is like asking them to read exactly what you're saying. And a lot of times they will be interested in that too. So what else? Sorry, my daughter's having a heyday out there, apparently. What else you got for me?
Do you want to cover a little bit of signing DTs? I know people still have spots to fill on their chart before they can hit their promotion this month. So definitely talk about that for a little bit. But I also don't want to go too much over an hour of your time. So if we want to hit a little bit of DTs really quick, and then we can wrap it up.
Okay. So, and I don't have these. So I have an Android. Don't judge me. I have an Android. So I'm not used to text replacement. So I don't have that on my iPad. But again, Courtney, I can send you the scripts and stuff that I use for my distributors. So I have a distributor host to post that I put up. It's just super simple. And it's just, like, would anybody like to work online? My friend ArieAnne has 5 spots open, whatever. I'm putting my influencer application in the comments of that with like the little arrows up, just saying, this is the link to my application. Can't wait to meet you. And so sometimes, again, people don't like to comment. People don't like to just like on the post, and they might be a little bit skeptical. So they're going to click on your link. So you've got now 3 different ways that you can contact them. Via they like the post, they comment on it, or they fill out your influencer application. And what I'm doing is I'm sending them an initial message, just kind of giving them a little bit about myself and asking them if they're familiar with network marketing at all. Then they have to like tell me yes or no. Obviously it doesn't matter because I had no idea what the heck network marketing was 3.5 years ago either. And then I'm letting them know, okay, it's this, but I'm going to send you a few voice messages. And you guys, honestly, I was terrified of all things voice messages. I was terrified of Zooms. You can ask Rachel about my first Zoom ever. I told everybody who I was, I muted myself, turned my screen off, and hopped off of the Zoom, and there were 75 people on. And still to this day, she wants to kill me. But so that kind of stuff really does scare me a little bit sometimes, but voice messaging is everything. It is everything. And if you don't feel comfortable with it, type it out, write it down, have it in front of you. They can't see you. And I just feel like them hearing your voice helps so much more than just giving them script. But getting to know them, and then again, building that relationship with them too. Maybe they don't sign up right away, but you don't want to write them off. You want to make sure that you do have them written down. And so you can go back to all of your list. Maybe there isn't some type of promotion or something, but you just check in on them. Or you go in and you interact on their posts. But the influencer application really has like changed everything, because you can put it in your bio on Instagram. Once you get 1,000 followers on TikTok, you can put it on there. I'm not 100% sure like how you like, do you want me to talk about like how I seal the deal with them, or?
I was waiting to see if I saw any nods. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and it is really just like, just staying, basically all of the things that I was saying too, is building that relationship with them, checking in on them. Don't just message them when we have $39 kits. Okay. Yes. We want to let them know, like, and I have a follow-up message too. I should have put all of these on my text replacements for you guys. I feel like I'm just going to bombard Courtney with scripts after this, but it's just like a hi girlfriend, whatever. And it says, I really think that, what did I say? Or I think these codes are going to go for something. I don't know. It's really good because it's what I used last month, and I signed 11 distributors from it, but they all commented on these distributor hosted posts. I voice messaged every single one of them. And yeah, they all didn't say yes right away. My 3 distributors I signed this month, they did. They commented on the host post, sent them the voice message, and they signed up that day. Sometimes that happens, one of the girls that I signed last month I was talking to for a year and a half, but I never lost contact with her. It was just her time and she was just ready. Yeah. On Facebook. Yep. I'm still scared of Instagram. I'll go do weird dances on TikTok all day and lip sync my heart out, but I am terrified of Instagram. But yeah, these are all host to post from or distributor host posts on Facebook. And with that, I'm not being super judgy on the network, even though I'm being kind of judgy on the network, if that makes sense. Like I had 300 friends on Facebook when I first joined. I had no Instagram and 300 friends. So the amount of friends I'm not judging, because I just think about like, what if I get a host? What if this person has like 200 friends and all 200 people comment on it? That's 200 more people in my network now, right? But I also like, obviously, like, I don't want negativity. I am the least negative person you will ever meet in your whole entire life. So like negativity is a big no for me. They have to have a profile picture, obviously, whether it's like of them and their kids or like whatever, but like they have to have a profile picture. And just little stuff like that. And the best way to really weigh your odds, I guess, what I found is look at their last 3 posts, and you don't necessarily have to look at the comments. Look at how many likes that they have on their first 3 pictures or first 3 posts that they have, because that means that people are seeing their stuff and that they're interacting with their stuff. And I found that that's helped me a lot more with my distributor host to post. I don't know if it necessarily, I'm still kind of like studying it a little bit, but I know that helps. But definitely with the voice messages, you guys, don't be afraid of it. I have mine typed out and I read it, or you can voice message it to yourself on Messenger as well, and then you can forward it to them. So like you're not even you just do it one time, kill it, sound amazing, and then you just forward it, and they'll never even know that it was forwarded to them. And you can literally just save it and send it, save it and send it. And what I like to do is I'll put, and you guys can do this with, anything too. It doesn't have to just be for distributors. If you voice message something, you can put like underneath of it what it is and point to it on your own messenger and keep it organized that way. Sorry, my daughter is talking. I don't know if you guys can hear her.
No, you're totally fine. So how many people are you having do the DT host post for you every day? Do you have a number or something that's working?
I get up a lot of host to post. So I at least get 3 to 5 we call them partnered up. We get 3 to 5 giveaway every single morning at least. If I see that they kind of have like a larger network, but I don't want to give them the distributor host post, I'll throw one in there. But I wouldn't say there's a set number. Like right now, today, I think I have 5. And I honestly am just basing it off of like, I think that they would get good interaction on it. But I try not, and like I'm running for volume, obviously. Like I love signing customers, and I know like the distributors will come, especially with me being so consistent and stuff on my page. But I try not to have more distributor hosted posts than I do product. And definitely not more giveaway hosted posts than any of them, because you will get overwhelmed. We want to work overwhelmed, like, but not that overwhelmed, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I always say, and I don't know if you do the same thing too, but like you say, you're running for a volume right now, so you're going to have more customer post to post. But if your chart right now, if you're like, my volume's like, you're still running for volume, but you also need 5 distributors to box yourself for your promotion, you better be like going ham on DT host posts and doing all the things DT. Otherwise, you can't reach your promotion if they're not filled. You know what I mean? And so yes. I always say like do more of what you need, and then still do everything, but do more of what you need. So kind of base it off that too. Yeah, was that everything you were going to say about that?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think For me, like the 1st through the 15th, I don't know why, probably because the 15th is like halfway through, but that's how I am. Like, what do I need? Do I need more distributors or do I need more customers? And then I'm focused from the 1st through the 15th of like, I'm going to turn it up. Like for me right now, like that's what I'm getting more product than distributor host to post up. But maybe for you, like she was saying, you know, if you need five more distributors, then yeah, you want to turn it up a little bit with your distributor host of posts and kind of focus on those. But obviously don't forget about the customers. And then from the 15th to the end of the month, you're just running like heck for it all. But yeah, no, I totally agree with that.
Okay, so for like 2 minutes, I don't want to go too much over. I'm like, I love you and I could listen to you talk forever. But will you just pour a little bit of belief into the people that are running for promotions? Like if you have any like quick stories about how far you were from a promotion that made it happen, or just any belief, because I know so many people are running and I know that they can do it, but sometimes like y'all just need a little push, you know what I mean? So share all the things.
Yes. Okay. You gave me goosebumps when I talk about these things. So, until this year, okay, I hit double, I don't even remember, like over a year ago. And, well, I guess I'll talk about when I hit Ruby. Okay. I had no idea what Ruby was. I started this business and I did nothing. Okay. I did nothing for a little while. And then, I found out my daughter couldn't hear and she was going to need multiple surgeries and I couldn't afford it and everything. And so I like reached out to Rachel. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And she told me to pray on it. And I was like, okay, but what else do I need to do? So I did all of the things. I did all of the praying, all of the work, all of the things. And you guys, I needed 34 customers. It was 34 customers. And mind you, I was boxed for Ruby. And I think it was back when we needed like 5 distributors as Ruby. I don't remember. I think it was like 4 or 5. Anyways, none of them were working. Okay. One of them was my boyfriend. And then the other ones just weren't there. They were not working. I signed 34 customers in a week and I promoted to Ruby all by myself, without anyone else bringing in my volume, just because I needed it. And that Ruby paycheck is literally what paid for, my daughter to have her surgery. And you hear people talk about all the time, like if your why is strong enough, you crazy things happen. And it is honestly true. And, aside from that story, because Ruby and Diamond are my 2 favorite promotions that I hit because I did have a lot of life happen, in both of those situations. And obviously like I was able to pay for my daughter, to hear and everything. And just knowing that I could do that on my own, I felt like, because if you guys look at our charts, they are just made up of rubies. And if you can hit your Ruby promotion, you can hit any single one of these promotions because you're just hit a ruby, hit a ruby, hit a ruby. And like I told you guys, like Ruby was one of my favorite promotions. And so I'm just like, let's hit Ruby. Let's hit Ruby. One of my girls last month, she just hit Ruby. And I was like crying and sobbing for her because it was just so exciting. And just know that like, maybe you aren't doing this alone and you do have team working underneath of you, that's fun too, but make sure that every single person that you do have working with you, sees their vision. They know where they want to go. Because yes, at the end of the day, it's your promotion. And so you have to figure out how to get you there. But when you have your team working with you, you want to know where they want to go. You want to help them get where they want to go. And by trickling all of that down, you are going to reach, your goals. Because I'll never forget when I hit Diamond, I was fired from my job 3 weeks before, I believe my daughter was sick. I didn't go into work. They called me and they fired me, whatever. I had been there for 5.5 years and they fired me. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. They denied my unemployment. It was just awful. I had my daughter, like whatever. And I had Janelle, she's my diamond now. She has been with me forever. But she was one of the only ones working as well. And I don't want you guys to like look and think like, oh, well, she's just doing, nobody ever wants to work. And that's not true. My mindset wasn't right when I was running for all of these things. So I was attracting those people into my business that didn't have the right mindset either. But I wanted, as much as I needed it for myself, I wanted it for her as well. And we just locked arms and we just ran together because I wanted it for her. She wanted it for me. And I don't even know if this is inspiring or not to you guys, but I guess I just want to put that belief in you that, you know, like, yes, having a team working under you is amazing. It is one of the best feelings that I've ever had this year, this month, or last month was one of the best months that I've had in a very, very long time, because I have so many people underneath of me and I've learned so much leadership along the way, and you will learn that leadership along the way. But you grow so much from all of this. But I just want to instill that belief in you that, you know, if you can just do the things and you can stay focused and, you know, put those blinders on. I said, and sorry, Courtney, I'm like going way over than 2 minutes. But, you know, putting those blinders on and just knowing your end all be all. And just, I said it on a Zoom, you know, yes, I look left and right to where I want to be. What is that person doing? I want to be where they're at. What are they doing? And then I readjust and I'm focused. Okay. So yes, you look left and right to the people that are doing the things and they're where you want to be, but keeping your blinders on and knowing that this is your promotion and you have to figure out how you are going to make it happen. And if you have people coming along with you, great. If you don't, you can still do it.
Oh my gosh, I'm like tearing up hearing your story. But you guys, like, your why has to be that strong that you don't have a way out. Like, you don't have a plan B. And I don't know, I joined this business when I was in college, and it was literally make this business work or you have to go get student loans. And that was never my plan. And I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to pay for my semester each time. But I was like, savings account at zero. Okay, now what? So it was literally, I had to make the choice to be like, okay, I have to do this no matter what. And that's literally what made me promote from distributor to Emerald February of, like, I don't even know, 2-3 years ago. I don't know, because of that decision of there's no other option if I don't want that outcome. You know what I mean? And just like her, she lost her job. She didn't have another choice. She just had to do it. And maybe you don't have something that like cut and dry of a reason, but you have to dig deeper to find something, or you're gonna give yourself a plan B when things get hard, and they will get hard during promotion months. There's gonna be days where you're like, can I actually do this? Is this volume too much for me to get this month? Do I need to push for it next month? Should I just give up on my goals? Should I just push it off? You're going to do that if it's not a strong enough reason. If it's just, oh, the extra $800 from that Emerald paycheck would be great for me to spend at Target, like, you're probably going to give up on your goals, because that's not a very strong why, unless it's something stronger. And it's different for everybody. For me to give examples, I can give examples all day long. It's different for everybody, and we can dive into it deeper one-on-one, but it's got to be something freaking strong. And something that someone said on a Zoom once that is more where I'm at right now is sometimes you're running towards something. For me, it was running towards that income to be able to pay for college when I first joined. And sometimes it's running away from something. And now my running away from is I am never going back to a freaking 9-to-5 ever in my life. And so it's either I keep working this business and I make it work for me, or I quit and I have to go back to a 9-to-5. And I'm not doing that. And so I'm like running away from what I don't want, but that's causing me to run towards like what I do want. Does that make sense? And so you can have it on both ways. But you have to have something, and you can have both things. You can have one or the other, but it has to be the thing that you're like, when my alarm went off at 6 a.m. when I was in college, does every college student want to wake up at 6 a.m. and work a business? Probably not. But when my alarm went went off, I jumped out of bed because I didn't have an option. Like, you know what I mean? And so there just has to be something strong. And I'm going to say the word, your why has to be strong a million times, but I don't know why I just got so passionate about that. But anyways, I'm hyped. I'm ready for everybody to promote. I'm ready for you guys to have stories like we do, stories like everybody that you watch on Zoom and you want that story. So I am super, super pumped. If you guys want to take a quick boomerang, I just saw Taylor do that. So it, jogged my memory of our Zoom. And will you guys drop a 1 in the chat if you got something from this, if you were so thankful for ArieAnne's time. I know I got so many tips. I have like a paper filled of notes waiting for those, waiting for all your scripts and stuff. But let's take a quick boomerang and then we can hop off and let you enjoy your evening. Hold on. My Instagram's been so weird lately. Okay, ready? You can do a little dance, a little shimmy, all the things. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. I'll try to save it and send it in our chat. But thank you so much. We so appreciate this. I got so much from it. I know everybody else did too. So we're gonna all promote and we're gonna let you know, and you're gonna see everybody's promotion picks. So thank you so much. We love you so much and appreciate you so much. So bye guys. Yay.